Can you hear me? Yes, okay. So this time I want to learn how to select the video for my. Oh, no. Select the that one music for my tutorial. Once. This. Then I Suno AI. And wave. Pause the bass. This one. Then we can get started. Building from Google. Get Which new project? There. So to create to low auto help you get the professional sound. Start session. Where you are allowed and notice. Refresh. Ah, I had a choice. Maybe this one. Mm.
这只是你晒的还是小姑姑帮你晒的？
我晒的。
你晒的？
嗯。
那你要自己要注意啊，它不会下雨的。
啊，
自己要摊开晒。
那样子就好，那样子就好。
还说你也要把它绑起来，放在。
嗯
这你要这样俺们摆的挺上海了。
嗯
嗯，
嗯。
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to.
Hey Music Man, look at how to use the free recording software Band compatible with start recording your music free. So once you're all logged in, it's as simple as hitting the create button. And the first thing we're going to look at is tracks. This is where the music making happens. And you can see here we have several categories that we can choose from. And we're going to start first with the first option here, software or MIDI instruments. So all you have to do is click that icon and it brings up a new software instrument track, which by default is this grand piano. But you don't just have a grand piano available to you, you have a huge library of instruments, which you can find right down here. If you don't see this box, you can click on Instrument, and here you can click on this top menu, and you can choose what kind of instrument you want to play. Do you want to play some pianos? Do you want to play some drum pads, some drum kits? Do you want to play basses? Do you want to play strings? I'm going to stick with piano for now, and then this lower menu gives you options of different kinds of pianos that you can play. So we started with the grand piano. Let's move it on down to the lo-fi piano and give that a try. So some super beautiful sounds that you have available to you for free. So how do you play and record these digital instruments? We have two main options. The first one would be plugging in what's called a MIDI controller. This is a small keyboard that plugs into your computer USB and automatically syncs with BandLab. The second option would actually be using your typing keyboard. So you can see down here that V and G and B and H and N control these keys on the keyboard. And then if you want to see what pitch you're actually playing, you can switch over and go, oh, that's an F note, a G note, an A note. Switch back over and I can see what typing keyboard note that is. So now we're ready to record our first part, but before we do that, I want to bring your attention to this button right here, which turns on or off the metronome, the click track. So whenever I turn it on and hit the space bar, you can hear that click track. And here I want to pause and recommend that you record all of your tracks with the click track on because it's going to help you stay tastefully in time throughout the course of your project. Now, if the click track is too fast or too slow, you can double click here and change the speed of your song. You can also click this button and actually tap in how fast or how slow you want your song to be. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 120, and now I'm ready to record, and so I can either hit this red button here or I can hit R on my typing keyboard. Once I'm done with that recording, I simply hit spacebar to stop the recording. And now let's talk about how to edit this performance. I can double click right here and it brings up what's called the MIDI editor window. I can also click this button here to bring up or down the MIDI editor. And here inside the MIDI editor, there's a lot of really powerful tools that you can use to shape your performance. The first one is you can grab any note, move it up, move it down. You can go to the end of that note and shave it down or lengthen it. You can do the same thing from the beginning of a note. You can select a note and delete that note. You can also select a note and come right over here and adjust its velocity. This is how hard the note hits. Do you want it really soft and intimate? Do you want it kind of hard and punchy? You can choose that right here. And this is handy if you accidentally hit a note way too hard or accidentally hit a note way too soft, but you don't want to redo the entire performance. Then you can just come in here and adjust the velocity of that note. And there are more tools in this section, but I want to skip down to the quantize feature because this is one of the most exciting and powerful tools that you have in the MIDI editor. To use the quantize feature, you select any note or even a group of notes, and you are going to hit quantize. And it is going to snap them into perfect timing in line with the metronome grid. So I can do it one note at a time, or I can even use this button here to shrink things down and select my entire performance at once. Hit the quantize feature, and now every note is going to be perfectly timed with the grid, which is a huge time saver. So now listen to the tight timing of this performance up against the click track. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, if you have a note that's too far out of timing, it might drag it to the next nearest marker. So you can just drag that note back to where it should be, hit quantize, and you'll be ready to go. The last thing I like to do when editing a MIDI performance is to come up here and actually use this little icon to shave off the parts of the performance that I don't need. I don't want to have all this extra waste out here, especially if I'm going to copy and paste this section again. So now we have an exact 8-bar loop that's good for copying and pasting if we want to later. So I've recorded one piano track here, but I want you to get the idea that these digital instrument tracks are not just for piano. You have a large library of different sounds available to you. So let's add another track. We'll hit the MIDI instrument track again. Now I can come down and choose a totally different sound. And I'm going to go ahead and go on down to synth pads. And I'm going to choose the new age synth, which sounds like this. Super beautiful. So I'm going to add a second part on top of my piano part using this pad sound, and the same rules apply. I can use my typing keyboard to play and record it, or I can use a MIDI controller that's plugged into my computer, and when I'm ready to actually hit record, I can hit the red record button or R on my typing keyboard.
Today's engineering teams are under pressure to do more with less. Expedition standards
So now I've recorded a lovely piano track and a warm pad track, and again I want to re-emphasize that these digital instrument tracks are not just for piano or pad. There's all kinds of sounds that we can make out of them. So if I hit add track, I go to MIDI instrument again. This time I'm going to go down and I want to choose a bass sound. So I'll hit bass here. And then you have several options of different bass sounds that you can choose from. I'm going to stick with the 62P bass because this is kind of a jazzy soul type song, and go ahead and record a bass line for this part. So there's the bass, and then very quickly I'm going to add a new track, hit MIDI instruments again, and add one last MIDI instrument track. This time I'm going to choose a drum kit, and you really have two options for drum sounds. Drum kits are more realistic sounding drum kits, while drum pads are more electronic sounding, say for trap, pop, electronic, hip hop, etc. I'm going to choose a live sounding drum kit for this song, and I'll scroll on down and I'm going to choose the jazz kit because this is kind of a jazzy song. Now you can see right down here where you can actually play the different pieces of the drum kit with your mouse, or you can play them with your typing keyboard, which is really cool. So now I'm going to record a quick drum part. So pretty cool, right? But you're probably thinking in your head, well, I don't actually play drums. Well, that's what the next track is all about. So I'm going to go up to add tracks, and I'll move to our second option, the drum machine, and click on that. And you'll see this menu pop up, which is the drum machine. And by default, the drum machine is going to give you two basic patterns to choose from. Or you can start from scratch and come up with your own beat by simply clicking in the lines here. But again, if you don't play drums, just stick to the patterns that they give you. It's a lot easier that way. And I also want to note here that if you click on this menu, you have options. You can choose from more live style drum kits here with their own beats, or you can go to the pad kits, which are more electronic or trap or pop in nature, and each of them have their own flavor and their own beats. So there's a flavor to fit every style song, and this is a huge tool for those of you who don't play the drums. So now it's time to move on to our next track, and that is the voice or the microphone track. And this is where it starts to get really exciting. I simply click this button. And if this is your first time making music in BandLab, then it's going to ask you what you want to be your default microphone to record with. You can choose your computer's built-in microphone, you can choose a USB microphone that you have plugged in, or if you have an interface with an outboard mic, you can of course choose your audio interface. And I just want to pause here and say that no matter what microphone you use, you should always wear headphones while recording with the microphone so that the sound from the other tracks doesn't bleed into your microphone recordings. Now, before I record with my microphone, I want to show you two things. Right here is the monitor button. When I turn this on, I'll be able to hear myself in my headphones as I sing. I'm going to leave it off for this video because it would cause an echo. Next, let's look over here at this line that's jumping up and down. As we record our voice or any other source with the microphone, we want this bar to hit somewhere between the green and the yellow. We don't want it to go into the red because that means that it's clipping and it will actually distort the audio and sound really grindy and weird. We also want to make sure that our source isn't really low down here in the bottom, because then you're going to pick up a lot of background noise from your room. So before you start recording with your microphone, go ahead and do some tests and make sure that you're hitting about halfway to 2/3 of the way
有点怪，但也不是不能听。是 no AI。
Fire tangled like a secret fight. Screens are glowing in the dead of night. The future's calling. Why'd the chicken cross the road? Oh man, that's bold. Bobbing his head, dodging. Laughter in the breeze, kids play out.
Can you give me the address? So let's go ahead and vote.
boom, 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 boom.
I don't know how to use the music.
Teacher, next step we want to implement the production page.
This maybe is Turkish Iraq. Okay, so next time, maybe this one.
React Native is like this. he can binding because he is writing using a JAX code. And give example. Your Android is using the Java or Kotlin. And also you can using the CW process to connect your phone. So he is likely is JAX. You're writing a view. He's accordingly compiler transmitted to phone. Your phone will look at this view as a view group. So the JAX is copying. To the native, not only the Android.
I can see everything.
His control tool give you an example. Maybe it's a view group. Had an issue with some warning. So the first, the Android platform will fix this view group. Then we have to fix the JS, his view, because the high copy. So many developers, he just deploy his package. At the some version. Then stop the maintenance because it is hard to maintain. And the Facebook is focus on how to fix this issue. If we say React Native is designed, so that it designed that his code can match your native device. Okay. This time we can talk about Flutter. Flutter, you just need to provide his device of his device. Your Android, your iOS, and provide his service. And the Canva. React Native is like this. React Native is like this. He can binding because he is writing using a JAX code. And give example. Your Android binding. He can binding because he is writing using Jack's code. And give example, your Android is using the Java. The Java architecture. And also you can using the CW process to connect your phone. So he is likely is Jazz X. You write Jazz X. You're writing a view. He's according the compiler transmitter to phone. Your phone will look at this view also. View group. So the Jazz is copying to the native, not only the Android and the iOS. But this had a that is if on this platform, maybe this is Android. Maybe this is Android. His control tool give you a example. Had a view group. Then we have to fix the Jazz his view because the high copy. So many developer he just deploy his package as the some version. Then stop the maintenance because it is hard to maintain. And the Facebook is focus on how to fix this issue. If we say React Native is designed so that it designed that his code can match your native device. Okay. This time we can talk about Flutter. Flutter, you just need to provide his device your Android, your iOS, and provide his service. And the Canva.
Probably knows I'm on the website. So why is literally everyone expects
He can
website?
share application as your device. So he is not like as a React Native. Need to bind the control tool for native device.
Talk about this weird exception.
you provide his surface and the camera can show the application at your device. Is it copy? So many developer he just deploy his package as the some version. Then stop the maintenance because it is hard to maintain. And the Facebook is focus on how to fix this issue. If we say React Native is designed so that it design that his code can match your native device. Further, you just need to provide his service of his device. Your Android, your iOS, and provide his service. And the Canva. He can share application as your device. As the some version. Then stop the maintenance because it is hard to maintain. And the Facebook. Let's focus on how to fix this issue. If we say React Native is designed, so that it design that he the first the Android platform will fix this view group. Then we have to fix the JS his view because the high copy. So many developer he just deploy his package as the some version. Then stop the maintenance because it is hard to maintain. And the Facebook. Let's focus on how to fix this issue. If we say React Native is designed, so that it design
一个一直相信。
那你刚到3个这个老板看，那非常呢，这里就记录在我们学校的主要是说呢，也是这样这个啊，因此呢，如果能寻找这个权利，就这样，大孩子